Hi everyone, I'm JD Hoovener, your host of the Bold Today Show, where you, the inventor, entrepreneur, or business owner, get your daily dose of inspiration to make the world a better place. I'm glad you're here. We're in part 4 of our 5-part series about patent licensing law, and we're diving deep into licensing contracts and helping you think about that end goal as a business owner, as a technologist, looking to move your innovation into the marketplace. It's a big idea, a big goal to keep in mind, and even though you don't potentially plan to actually take your product all the way to market, having a business plan is important. And as we talked about yesterday, even doing simple things like identifying who you might like to license your product to, how you might get to that conversation, that's a business plan. Put that into writing, get something in action that you can put behind to put a time frame together. Because if you don't hold yourself to it and aren't accountable, time will go by. And time is everything when it comes to patent rights. As you know, for utility applications, you're only allowed 20 years from the date of filing as the exclusive owner. For design patents, it's down to 15 years. So certainly, time is of the essence, and all that time is possibly time that you could actually be getting paid a royalty for. So make sure to move quickly, put a plan in place, and work with your patent attorney to get that license agreement set up. All right, today we're talking about patent royalties, and it's interesting to think about in terms of the contract, but how the contract law sometimes can override the terms of the patent. And there's a very fascinating case that talks about how, in general, it's impermissible for a contract to seek royalty for a patent that has already expired. It kind of makes sense, right? A patent that gets expired, it goes past that 20-year timeline and no longer is enforceable. Courts have for a long time said, look, the underlying royalty contract is no longer valid if the underlying IP rights have been expired. So even if the term of the license agreement goes and extends beyond this, the licensee cannot expect to get royalties after that patent has expired. That's the case called Brulette versus Thies Company. So take a look at that case. You can look it up on Google, read on about the opinion there. It does seem to make logical sense. Now, this can cause some tricky situations, right? We've mentioned before there's alternative methods to getting paid. If you were not, for example, getting monthly or quarterly cash installments for your licensed product, but instead if you had still stock that hadn't yet been converted and now your patent's expired, well, you still may have the option, right, to purchase those stock after your patent expires. So the rules get a little bit more gray in this area in terms of when you can potentially cash in that stock, how long you might be able to hold that option. These are types of considerations that can actually be contracted in the first version of the contract, way back when you first formed the license agreement. So having the ability to be forward-thinking about how it's going to play out, right? What the conditions are going to be way after you start thinking about making the initial royalty to when you're actually going to receive the last royalty payment. Having these things in mind is essential, and that's why you want to have a partner as a patent attorney working with you as you form that licensing contract. So if you have any questions about receiving royalty payments, the exciting prospect of being able to get your invention in the hands of a worthy seller or manufacturer that's already been doing supplying in this industry for a long time, give us a call or set up a 30-minute consultation. You can book that consult yourself by visiting boldpatents.com. There we can do a much more detailed discussion about your specific scenario in confidence and make sure that we get you the answers that you need. I'm your host, JD Hoovener of the Bold Today Show. It's been my pleasure talking to you. Have a great day. And go big, go bold.